Hi guys, thanks very much for tuning in to the video explainer. Hopefully I can give you some rather informal insight into the hows and the whys of this particular video. So Nudgee College had just come out of COVID. This was 2021, I think, and this was the first opportunity to showcase the school, and we decided to do it in a distinctly unique way. We kind of felt like if people still weren't 100% sure of doing a tour, how do we make it look like it's a three-dimensional, all-inclusive, somewhat organic view of the school? So as you saw from the opening sequence, and here right now in front of you, the students were walking. We were tracking, obviously, from right to left. And we thought that was a unique way of connecting some of the scenes, slightly different, make it look like the presenter was part of the fabric of the video, which he is there. He runs off with his schoolmates. But we didn't think we could do that for the entire video. That would be too hard and maybe a bit too sort of clunky. So we sort of threw in, a couple of drone shots where the presenter was talking to the drone, something that's not easily executed unless you've got a good audio sync point and good audio for that matter. The concept behind this particular video was not to take it too seriously. It was to highlight all the things, all parts of the school that were unique. But every scene we thought we'd do, try to make, include a little trick or quirk. In that case, the students not moving. We did some time lapses. We did some walkthroughs. Here we reversed the vision. And we tried to kind of make it all connect somehow to what was being said. Nudgee College, for those of you who have ever been there or ever seen it, it's a school in the north of Brisbane and has got incredible facilities. But again, we wanted to sort of showcase the personality as well. So we did get a selection of students that we knew could pull off the piece to cameras and the scripts without being distracted by the trickery around them. In this particular case, a fully darkened scene in the background that got put to life with one switch of the button, and a science experiment happening in the background where everyone's oohing and ahhing while the presenter is unmoved. We took a little bit of the Mickey, which is an Australian term, of course, for taking a bit of a humorous side here, where we introduced the idea that Nudgee College had its own handball academy, which of course wasn't the truth, but the students and the narrative played along with that theme. So as you can see, a lot of the shots were moving laterally to start with, forward and back in this case. The drone shots were the only way to really highlight the scale of the school. The school is just gigantic, it's massive. And that's the only way to pay homage to those spaces, really. And we also kind of wanted to make the background, connect with the foreground. Here, Billy, the presenter, throws a ball to the background. So the students didn't feel like they were just merely, extras in all of this. They played a role. Here's another example of that. The presenter presents and his buddies swim alongside him. So yeah, look, it took quite a while to conceptualize. The school was incredible, as it always is. Nudgee College has got a very, very progressive and forward-thinking marketing department. So no idea was too silly. No joke was too ridiculous. And that's kind of the way we included it. It's very difficult. I mean, this video is good 5 minutes long. It's very difficult to incorporate every part of a school, but if you're quite quirky with it, I don't think it's that difficult, and the one thing we insisted on is just not having, the script to be too serious. We wanted them to be, there's a couple of puns here. For example, this presenter switches on a light bulb above him and his cue was idea. So I've got a great idea. We're not lacking ideas. In this particular sequence here, we kind of went, hey, what if our presenter was to learn his script backwards and walk backwards, and we would then reverse the vision forward, so it would be, everything would be happening backwards except for him. And now this scene happens right here. All of those boys are in fact reversed vision, and our presenter was walking backwards. So a real, high concept video, thrown in with some generic vision here from other parts. And also giving the school an opportunity to profile its people, its character, and there's no better way to do that than faces, which as you can see, the faces of a whole range of different humans and an animal as well. that really made it feel like everyone was involved, even including the ground staff. As you can see here, there was just a sort of a rather shoddily coordinated drive-by. And then to finish off, we kind of had this idea of what if we had two horizons flipping on top of each other. That's a really difficult thing to do, by the way. You've got to think of the scope, the direction everything needs to move in, and you need to have clear space at the top of the screen. But in that case, it really, really worked. And one thing we really kind of felt would be reflective of the school sense of humour is to add all the bloopers at the end. And so if you look at the full version of this particular video, we weren't afraid of, including all of the silly bits that happened. And we presented this particular video to the headmaster of the school at the time, and he said that, he was amazed by the first 5 minutes, amazed. But what made him feel really good about himself and the school was the bloopers, and that it isn't always polished, it isn't always exact. And sometimes, it's quite reverse. Now, not every school will allow the bloopers to be shown, we found. We've tried this in the past. They're not wanting to shed their skin, so to speak. But in this case, we thought it would just be an ideal opportunity for the boys to finish off with a laugh. And most importantly, a lot of, prospective parents out there to watch it and go, you know what, I want my son to go to a school where, a laugh is never very far away. And you also basically get an idea of how difficult this particular video was. In this particular sequence here, this took quite a long time to get that throw right. The throw was basically back to a basketballer, number 14 there, who was to dunk it, or at least get as close to a dunk as possible. And there was about 50 odd takes. So there we go. What were our learnings from this particular video? Well, I think the most important thing is that trust with parents watching promotional videos of a school usually lies in the fact that does it resonate with them emotionally? Do they laugh? Are they inspired? Are they amazed? Do they go on a journey? The total video duration for this is close to 8 minutes, and it's a very, very long time for a school promotional video. Most of the time you want to wrap it up between 2 and 3 minutes potentially, but we did feel that it moves really quickly. It's not cumbersome in any way. It's entertaining, and you blink and 8 minutes have gone, and hopefully those enrollments have come in. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that gave you an insight as to how we pulled it off. Stay tuned for more.